Hello, Forecaster here again, and we are back for episode 208, and we're going to do a bunch of things in this episode. The very first thing is we're going to get the crafting of the stone blocks started. So here we have a drawer containing 2,349 pieces of paper. We're going to grab this one, and this is of course the number of crafting operations we need to perform to get our infernal bricks, because we get 2 for each operation. This is actually exactly half of the number of stone blocks we need in total. So I'm going to plonk this down right here. Paper is going to flow into the packager, and crafting is going to happen. I moved one of these lasers because it was a bit in the way. And we'll start getting our infernal blocks. That is, of course, not going to be the end of the crafting. You put 2 emerald upgrades in there just to make sure they all fit. So, yeah, this is going to take a while, of course, doing this. It's nice that the packager is not going to get stuck, because this... Well, actually it might, I realize, if the hoppers weren't fast enough to refill these, because the packager might not respect the filter mode of this, which is of course set to keep at least 1 item in all of these stacks. But the packager might have, if it were faster, pull all of them out. If all of these filled up with salt sand, this process would stop once these also run out, of course. But it looks like that is not going to happen, because this hopper is refilling these faster than the packager is pulling them. Now, I ran into a problem. So I was out on an expedition looking for resources. I forget what exactly I was looking for. I can hide the item IDs. I ended up mining up a bunch of resources with the advanced miner, and I was running it in Silk Touch mode. And that gained me a bunch of these. And these are, as you can see, ores from Artifice. And the reason Artifice has a bunch of ores is because it adds ores for all the limestone variations and for basalt and marble. And they have the background texture of those stone types, of course, to make it look better. However, when you mine these normally, they drop ores from other mods or vanilla, so you don't actually get this block. And that is, of course, to make processing easier, not having to have a bunch of recipes for these, for the variety of crafting methods there are. For example, the copper ore would probably drop copper from industrial craft. Coal, the coal version, which I don't have in this chest, would drop vanilla coal ore, and that makes things a little easier. But now that I have these, which I got when I used Silk Touch, I can't process them because there aren't recipes for the rock crusher for these. So to fix that, I've added those recipes. And I currently have a bunch of these stuck in these hoppers, along with bauxite ore, which also doesn't have a rock crusher recipe normally. It's supposed to go in here, and I put it in here manually. However, I added a recipe, which I haven't reloaded yet, but if you can dust these to get aluminium dust from Buildcraft editions. So I added a rock crusher recipe that outputs that, and then I added that dust to the crucible furnace to smelt into aluminium, molten aluminium. And then I have a bunch of these here, as you can see, from Artifice. And that's it. And then we have a bunch more in that cart over there. So what we're going to do is we're going to run the MineTweaker reload command. It's going to reload my scripts, hopefully. Oh. Well, it reloaded part of them. So you can see now that these ores are starting to go in. The bauxite is being processed as well. Now that might not actually go down that way. I'm going to have to add that to my dust list, I think. Which is of course manual, because I only have certain dusts that can be smelted. So once that pops up in here, we also have some uranium ore from Artifice in here. I can throw that in here, and that should get processed as well. There we have it. So let's pop that in there, and then we're going to update this diamond pipe. Let's see, that one is the dust list, and now they should start going that way. And then we can put these in here. Now they won't go into the crucible because the MineTweaker failed to add that recipe because I had apparently spelled the fluid name wrong. I actually just guessed as to what it was. Probably should have looked it up properly. So they'll probably get stuck in the hopper above it once they do arrive there. The other ores are being processed correctly, though. They should output industrial craft crushed ore when possible for things like coal that doesn't have crushed ore variants. It will output regular coal bits with a chance of a bonus one if we have a look at the recipe. Oh. Can't see it, apparently. Oh well, whatever. It's there. There's a small chance of a third coal piece with a guaranteed 2. This is chugging along nicely. It's using a lot of paper to do this. I think it's just around a quarter of the way through. Let's see, any more silver dust in here? No. Oh, they actually do go in. The crucible furnace apparently does accept anything, but it still won't smelt them, of course. I should have a printed list of... So MineTweaker can... You can't see the fluid dictionary in game, I don't think. But MineTweaker allows you to run a command that prints all the fluids that are registered to a file, and then you can find the one you're looking for, see what its name is. So I'm going to have to do that. Now I'm also just one sheet away from the next backpack upgrade. It just need a few more silk wisps. Now, unfortunately, one of my queens have died. It was a flawed one. I forget what they're called. So the middle one is no longer producing because it doesn't have a princess anymore. 22 silky cones is not too bad though. Might get us what we need. I was having a lot of issues with lag recently, and it seems it was being caused by Environmine's gases, which were taking a lot of power to process their movement, which is very fluid-like, and it was constantly updating. So I set them to slow mode, which is an option in the Environmine configs, which will decrease their update rate quite a lot, which should help, and it seems to have helped because the server is no longer constantly complaining about skipping ticks, which is great. So it seems that have at least stopped the complaining. I don't know how much that helped. You can also disable gases completely, which will prevent them from generating, and also remove existing deposits over time if it's still a problem. But I don't think I should have to do that. I would prefer not to, because I don't like disabling features. Even though I don't encounter gas all that often, it's still kind of a hazard that I would like to keep around if possible. Although if the problem comes back, I will disable the gases completely. I have also been searching for red limestone, which is part of the museum building, and it's proven tricky to find. I know I've seen it somewhere, but I can't for the life of me remember where. I've also been mining brown limestone, which I should have enough, pretty sure. And I'm going to need to process that into bricks as well. And now we have enough woven silk to upgrade another backpack. And we need another diamond. And I'm going to hijack this one for now. So we put a diamond there. And then we need the sheets of woven silk like that. And then we need a backpack, of course. And as we learned, we need to empty it. Now, I think I want to upgrade the miner's one, because it's pretty much constantly full. I have a bunch of metals and gems in here that I use sometimes. It's nice to have. But I also want to carry ores in it when I go out mining, so I would like a lot more space in that. So I'm going to dump the contents of this into something. I guess this will do. So do that. Now this is empty because the recipe does not transfer the NBT data to the new item. Wasn't it a carpenter recipe? Oh. Whoops. Probably helps if I get it the right way around. That should do it. Oh, maybe it needs to be not locked as well. It's a very finicky recipe. There we go. Okay. So there we go. It's processing. It's rather slow. Also, another update, another thing that I've done is that I've added another radioisotope heat generator. I only have enough, or I only had enough to make a single can of RTG fuel, but my hope is to fill this one up as well, and that will produce a total of 64 EU per tick just from, well, nothing, which is nice. Going to move that to my new base, of course, as well, to see if I can power lights and such for free, probably supplemented with some a little bit of solar and wind power too. To prevent, or to keep me from having to use too much nuclear fuel and such, and steam, to run the base in general. So let's lock that. Actually, let's not lock it for now. And we're going to throw these things out, have them picked up into the backpack. And now we have tons of space for ores and stuff, which is great. The next backpack I'll upgrade will probably be the Warriors one, which is also full. Still no luck getting a Wither Skeleton Skull, which is unfortunate. I added a recipe for crushing diamond ore as well, which also isn't showing up. Probably because the script is only on the server and not on the client. When I sync the server with the client later and restart everything, they will probably show up properly. So I could show them all next episode or something. We're chewing through paper still, of course. I need to see about that. We have a lot of aluminium dust. It's misspelled in this ore. It's the American spelling, of course, which is not very scientific. Let's see. If I go to my client, which is hanging out somewhere, I can open my instance folder. I should have a list of the fluids somewhere. Maybe it's on the server, actually. It might be. Oh, it goes in the Mindtweaker log, doesn't it? This has grown quite a bit. Right. There should be a one here as well. Oh, there is. Okay. Good. Well, I'm going to empty the server one. And then we're going to check this. Because I forget what the command is. Let's see. List. So, there. Liquids. Should really be fluids. But whatever. Okay. Yes. Okay, so generated a list on the server. See if I can find aluminium in here somewhere. I know there is molten aluminum. Good. Okay, there's molten gunpowder apparently, which I hadn't noticed. Ah, okay, it's spelled aluminum in the fluid name. Right. Can't change that, but whatever, it's just an ID. So, changed the recipe, so let's run a reload again. And didn't get an error. Ah, there we go. Okay, great. So now we can see that we can smelt this, and we get 1 ingot's worth of molten aluminum per piece of dust, as it should be. So now that we're going to get a bunch more aluminum, which I don't really use all that much. I mainly use it for making pistons instead of iron. It's a nice substitute for that. And I don't actually know what else it can be used for. I know you can make aluminum plates with in mariculture. It's also apparently used to make a bunch of upgrades. I used it to make heating upgrades, I know that. Filtrator upgrade, I don't know what most of these do. There's the piston recipe. You can use it to make mechanized sponges, fish tanks. I forget what fish tanks are for. Make a speedboat out of it apparently, which I've never tried. Don't know what that is for. And then in using a blacksmith's anvil, you can make the sheet of aluminum, which is also used to make a bunch of upgrades, storage upgrades. I have used that to make the air compressor top and bottom base. I have also made a scuba tank, which I can't use because I don't have the goggles still, which require natural gas, which I don't know how to get because I haven't found any of that yet. Because I haven't really spent all that much time in the ocean. I have tried looking for it, but I read that you're supposed to find it by looking for bubbles on the bottom of the ocean. But I haven't been able to find that, and I don't know if it's because it hasn't generated properly, or I've just been unlucky and it's pretty rare, which I would imagine being the case. You can also see that I've made a new track layer and undercutter. Well, you can't see that they're new, but they are. Because the old ones I had them sitting around on a track somewhere waiting. They've disappeared. I no idea where they've gone. None whatsoever. They've just vanished. Oh yeah, the train is downstairs. And I were using those to make the high-speed track, which I wanted to continue when I couldn't find them. So I had to make a new set. And next time I take a break from doing that, I'm not going to leave them on the track. We can probably shift this to have this unloaded. Next. Can take... Actually, no. I can take these pieces of dirt, put them in here. The mud balls can go into the locker over here. I don't know why I have this many iron bars. I can take these tracks out of here. Don't need them in there. And once this is empty, this will... I saw something move. There's a spider down there. The items will be coming up into this diamond pipe here, of course. There's a hole here that I've left. Let's fix that. Is it not empty? What is it doing? Should be pulling out of the unloader. Why isn't it? Oh, it is. Okay. Didn't look like it was doing anything. But it is. Right. That's okay then. We'll just leave that. We are getting close to the end of the episode, unfortunately. Here's the brown limestone I've collected, and this amount should be enough. I need 992. Oh wait, no. I need 864 brown limestone bricks. So that should be just enough for that. Still smelting this stuff. I'm running a bit low on experience, because I've been repairing these pickaxes that I've been using them. Still need to look for the red limestone, which is proving to be really elusive, but I will probably find some eventually. I just need to do some spelunking in caves until I encounter some. I just haven't ventured far enough away. I did try to prospect the Twilight Forest, and I did that by taking the miner, the regular one, and I would plonk it down and just have it dig straight down, and then see what blocks it dug up, and if it had found some red limestone, I would have put the advanced one down and have it mine it up. But I didn't find anything, and I don't want to go around making holes in the overworld if I can help it. Plus, I don't really think that is a good method of finding it. It's probably better to have a look around in caves. I should probably ride down over to the new base, to the village there, and wonder about those environmine mine shafts that are there. Might find some in there. What is... Wait. Why is there propolis in there? Don't really want that in there. Can I squeeze this? No. I can centrifuge it, probably. To get what exactly? Actually. Oh, sticky resin. Okay. Don't really need that. I have plenty of that, but whatever. Got a bunch of rubber. I think this is going to be the end of this episode. Don't really have much left to do right now, except wait for this to finish. I do have a bunch of other crafting to be done as well, of course. How many of these do we have? 2,800. And we need about 4,697 we should have when this is done, according to my notes. And now we're getting ores from the Minecraft lapis and diamond ore doesn't go in, and the ender ore is not going in either. Well, still got some more debugging to do on my script. So with that, I will see you in the next episode. Hi! Welcome to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please click the like button. If you didn't, click the dislike button, or leave a comment telling me either way, because any sort of user engagement makes YouTube more likely to show the video in searches or suggestions. Now, did you know that I have a page on my website that has a list of all of the shows I have on YouTube, even past ones, along with their respective publishing schedules, as well as a list of all of the past videos that is searchable by series, tags, or title. And I also have a subscription system that is entirely separate from YouTube's that allow you to subscribe to specific shows from me, as well as stream notifications, such as when I schedule or start a stream. So if that sounds useful, do go and check that out. There are links in the description.